originally from the album Wondering Where the Lions Are. Lovely, lovely tune. And we welcome our guest, Charlotte. Good afternoon, Charlotte. Thanks for coming to see us. You've come from Grantham this afternoon.
I have, and thank you ever so much for having me.
Well, and I think Andrew met you at a fundraising event somewhere.
Yeah, we met at a forum meeting, didn't we, Andrew?
We did.
Yeah.
Lovely. You're community fundraiser for Lincolnshire.
Yeah, I am for Marie Curie Cancer Care.
So a little overview of what your work involves.
Okay, so I'm community fundraiser for Marie Curie. Marie Curie provides care for terminally ill patients. Although we actually have cancer in our name, we care for anyone with a terminal illness, and we provide care for them in the home. Our general nursing tends to run overnight from 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. and we go into a person's home and we nurse them overnight.
This is all strictly one-to-one then?
Yeah, it's you know, one nurse with the family supporting the patient, but more importantly there to support the family as well. And it's just providing hands-on nursing care.
This is specialist training, obviously, yeah, for cancer nurses.
Yeah, so our nurses are palliatively care trained, so they are trained for caring for people with a terminal diagnosis.
And so fundraising, do you have to go out raising? Do you have any national funding at all?
There is some NHS funding for Marie Curie Cancer Care, but we do have to fundraise the rest, and that's where my role really comes in. Lincolnshire's got one of the largest nursing services across the country, which means we have to raise even more money to fund our nurses. And so my role is really to get out there, make people aware of what we do, and help raise the money really.
Jumping up and down with a big stick?
Yeah, you'll often see me jumping around, carrying buckets.
You have to carry a big stick and shout loud.
That's it. So, and it's a very tough job, and it is about raising lots of money for Marie Curie in Lincolnshire.
So have you got anything going on at the moment? Anything big we can promote for you?
Well, in March is our Great Daffodil Appeal. I'm sure a lot of your listeners have heard about it. You see us selling daffodils in supermarkets, on the streets, in shops. And during March, we just want to see as many people as possible wearing the daffodil emblem.
I have a badge.
Yep.
Because Janie, my girlfriend, and I, we've lost someone recently, and my sister-in-law has unfortunately, with that terrible disease, I don't even have the nerve to say the word.
Yeah.
Because it's awful, and you never know where it's going to touch. So get your hands in your pocket.
Yeah.
Ka-ching.
And that's it. And you know, we are looking. Not only are we looking about raising money, but the key thing about raising money is we also need volunteers to help us. And so if you aren't able to give money, what we ask is that you maybe can give some of your time. I said recently to a group of people, if I said to you right now, can you give me £80 out your pocket now? And they were all like, oh no, can't afford that. I said, but could you give me 2 hours of your time during March to come and collect for Marie Curie in your local supermarket? And they all went, oh yeah, we can do that. Well, you can raise £80 in 2 hours by collecting in your local supermarket, and that would fund 4 hours of Marie Curie nursing care.
There's another charity, or we won't mention it because we can get a conflict going on, but they have the coffee morning. Do you have that sort of thing as well?
Yeah.
People having coffee mornings, homemade cakes, etc.
Yeah, Marie Curie has the Blooming Great Tea Parties, and we do these in June and July, where we ask everyone to hold a Blooming Great Tea Party for Marie Curie. And this year we've raised over £20,000 during that time from people holding coffee mornings.
Is there anything you wanted to ask, Andrew?
Well, it's just obviously that you need these resources, you need organisations like yourself to support people in their homes and give them the support that they so desperately need, don't they? And it's such an important role that you do, and you know, I think it's absolutely fantastic that organisations like yourself can provide that support and everything as well. And it's, you know, it's well worth. Well, you know, you can't not. Who you tell me one person who doesn't know somebody who has got cancer or who's died with regards to cancer, you know, and things like that. And I mean, I used to have my own care company, and we would obviously deal with generally the elderly and this and the other, but we had a number of palliative care, and we know that Marie Curie would come in and support those families and give them some respite and relief and things like that. I think it's an absolutely wonderful resource, and you do an absolutely fantastic job.
Because although Marie Curie, when I say we nurse in the home, we nurse where someone lives. Yeah. So whether that be in a nursing home, supporting a nursing home that's caring for someone, whether it's someone in a hostel, in a caravan, wherever they class their place of living, their home, Marie Curie will go in and nurse them there and support them and the family.
So do you have your own homes as well?
We do have some hospices. We have 9 hospices across the country. We don't actually have any in Lincolnshire, but we work quite closely with St Barnabas, and St Barnabas have quite a strong presence in regards to the hospices across Lincolnshire, and we do work closely with them. You know, often charities see that there's a big rival, but in fact we all work together. Certainly Lincolnshire ourselves, Macmillan and St Barnabas are all quite a team in what we're providing to a family. And it's very likely that one family could be touched by all 3 charities.
So is cancer research part of your remit as well?
We don't research into finding a cure for cancer or anything like that. What we put our research into is palliative care. And we research into the kind of care someone needs at the end of their life. And so some of our recent research could be into the type of drugs that they use and the side effects they have, and how can we lessen those side effects, or what drugs can we give people that are going to have less side effects. Because what Marie Curie wants is that when you've got a terminal diagnosis, you should be given the choice of where you die and to be able to die pain-free. And that's what Marie Curie endeavours to be able to achieve for everyone.
I think it's very important that people actually have that choice.
Yeah.
That they can say, I want my final hours in my own home with my family around me, not in necessarily a clinical hospital environment and stuff like that. I mean, hospices are wonderful places, but they have the opportunity, they have the chance to sit at home and be at home and be around everything they know and love and things like that,
I speak to a few people, and obviously someone said, having the horrible old blanket on the bottom of the bed with the dog there, that's all they wanted, and that's what they've been able to have. I spoke to a family a little while ago, and she was in hospital, and her teenage sons felt really uncomfortable in hospital because they're not the most welcoming of environments, and they didn't feel they could connect with their mum. But as soon as they got back home, it was like being back to normal again, and they could really enjoy the time that they had with their mum. And that's, that is what Marie Curie's about. I love to know sometimes why our supporters choose to support us. And I spoke to a gentleman, and he said, I lost my dad. But he actually died on a bed in a corridor in a very busy hospital. And it was just so undignified that I vowed that no one should ever have to go through that. And that's why I'm now raising money for Marie Curie.
Lovely. We're going to have a little break now.
Yep.
And we have a little bit of business to take care of. A nice little gentle tune. Then we'll come back in just a moment. County Linx Radio.
A&G Kitchen and Bathroom.
Piece of cake!
Oh, that's it.